Wow. Just found 20 more yards out of it. The leader is in the clubhouse. What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video where we are getting fit for irons at Club Champion. I got some good reviews on the driver fitting video I did last year, so I wanted to do another one of me getting fit for irons. Before we jump into it, if you liked my last fitting video, or if you like this one, I would really appreciate it if you liked and or subscribe to the channel. I'm starting this thing from the ground up, so every single one of you count. We've got a bunch more videos coming up. We're going to a really cool new golf simulator place called Z-Strict where they have tilting floors. We've also got a trip planned to Florida where we're going to play some of the top 10 courses in Florida. So hopefully you guys stick around for that. All right, let's jump into it.
Hi, I'm David Schonborg with Club Champion Golf, master fitter here at the White Plains Studio. Going to start out with the shafts, figure out in terms of length what we need, shaft weight what we need, shaft type, and get into a few club heads. But we're going to figure out the engine that drives that club first and optimize those numbers.
Here, David, full bag fitting today, except for the driver since we did that in the fall with Jeremy. Let's see what we got.
What's kind of been your average distance out there with your 6-iron, give or take?
6 iron was about 175.
Okay.
So, like, respectable, but not people that are way worse at golf than me hitting it much further.
Still leaving a little distance on the table, yeah. Iron, typically this smash factor, which is again ball speed divided by club head speed, we want that to be close to 1.4 if we can get there. So PGA Tour average is going to be 1.38. LPGA Tour average is 1.4. Reason being, they use more forgiving cavity back irons that are going to generate a lot more ball speed. But in terms of our miss hits, we can see over here that we definitely have potential to get a little more distance out of those miss hits there. So
here's a breakdown of my gamer versus PGA Tour averages. As you can see, I'm pretty far behind on ball speed, and it leaves me even further behind on carry distance at 14 yards. I probably miss hit the ball a lot more than they do as well. If you're at a range and you see this mat versus this one, always hit off this one?
Oh, absolutely, because that softer side is actually going to be able to simulate the ability to take a divot. So that softer side, A, it's going to give you better results, and B, it's going to actually save the body a little bit on impact too, because it's going to give you the ability to hit down rather than hitting off the rubber, which is on the concrete.
Over the next 10 to 15 minutes, we use a tailor-made head on 3 different shafts.
Modus 120 Tour stiff shaft from Nippon. Oban CT 115 stiff shaft, same length. New FC line. This is going to be their 115 gram option, and we'll give this a couple swings. Big difference is you'll see it's got a woven steel fiber on the outside and actually a graphite core to it, so it's a little bit of both.
Dispel the myth of graphite shafts and irons.
But a lot of people think that it's for someone that's older, that has a slower swing, but you're going to see actually in terms of weighting, there's graphite shafts that get up to 125 grams. Even this option from KBS, this is a 110 gram graphite shaft. This is going to be a more of an extra stiff profile. You'll see actually a lot of tour players opting to play just because it's got that stability of a steel shaft, but it's got the forgiveness, it's got that kick, it's got the launch of a graphite shaft, so you don't have to swing it as hard. Yeah, you're seeing a lot of guys, Matt Kuchar, Brent Snedeker, a lot of guys on tour switching over to graphite. And it's only a matter of time before more guys start doing it. Graphite and the steel, they actually cancel out the vibration from each other. So it's going to actually take a lot of that impact out of the hands, out of the arms. And it actually, on average, extends the playing career of a golfer by about 10 years if you play graphite shafts in those irons. So it's something that, if you fit into a graphite shaft, don't be afraid of the results, because it's going to help you play this game a lot longer.
And we all want to play this game as long as we freaking can, right?
Exactly. And looks like we've got a little outtake here.
Swung a little steep on that one, caught a little heavy, and we ripped the club head right off the adapter. But all good. Happens sometimes. They use aluminum adapters to keep it light. Fix that real quick, we'll be back to business. Let's dig into the shaft data a little bit. There wasn't really a big dispersion in the club head speed. That's really probably just for my own swing mechanics. which are kind of garbage sometimes. So nothing was really changing there. There's a slight dispersion in smash factor, but again, nothing too much. However, when you add up a little bit of club head speed and a little better contact with the smash factor, you get better ball speed. And that's what we're seeing here. And that's really important to me because I'm not the longest hitter. And that's really what I was looking for in this iron fitting, was better ball speed. And of course, a little better dispersion. You'll also notice on the Oban, my spin rate was really low. It's like almost too low, where it would be really hard to get the ball to stop. I'd have to hit it really, really high up in the air just to have a chance for that thing to stop on the green. So that was too low. Generally, you want your spin rate to be around 1,000 RPMs per the club number. So a 6 iron, you want around 6,000. A 7 iron, you want around 7,000, and so on. It feels pretty good. It feels consistent, right? I think that's one of the most important things with the shaft is that you feel like you can trust it.
So there's actually 59 miles of steel fibers woven into every shaft. So it creates that very dense material that actually you'll see in terms of technology behind it, they have a higher hoop strength, they call it. So kind of getting into that, when a steel shaft bends, a lot of times you're gonna see, it's a cylinder, but it's gonna typically, that shaft's gonna deflect, it's gonna actually bend and create almost an ovular shape in that shaft.
Right.
So with this shaft, it's a lot stronger. It keeps a lot of that deflection from happening and actually keeps that shaft in a cylindrical shape and helps transfer that energy a lot more efficiently to the ball. So, goes straight from the golfer right through the shaft, right to the ball, and actually that's partly why you're seeing a little more of that higher smash factor, because it's just working a lot more efficiently for you.
Right. All right, here's what everyone wants to know. What's the price difference on this versus?
This is gonna be straight through Aerotech. Typically with installation, you're looking at about $80 a shaft.
Okay.
But it's definitely the right shaft for you, and that's what we're here to do, regardless of brand, regardless of the technology that's out there. We want to find the right club for you.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to do today. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't worry, at the end, we'll talk price. We'll talk through how I was able to get everything brand new and custom fit exactly how I wanted it for a bit less than what it was originally quoted. After we picked the shaft, we did some lie angle testing. And this is really important because just slight tweaks in your lie angle can really change the direction that the ball is headed. As you can see from this high-tech demo of a straw expertly taped to a sand wedge, if you make contact while the toe is down and the heel is up, that ball is going to go to the right. If you make contact while the heel is down and the toe is up, that ball is going to go to the left. So bending your clubs to get the right lie angle so that you're hitting a square is super important. I was hitting things a bit toey, as I tend to do. I have an outside to in swing, and that's a classic mistake for someone like me. So we bent everything 1 degree flat. That helped me get better contact throughout all the testing. Now for the part that everyone really wants to see, the club heads.
So we're gonna work with something that looks a little bit more like a player's club, but still offers that forgiveness. So we're actually gonna grab a couple of options. I have the new Callaway Apex, just got these in last week. We actually have the Ping i210 and the i500. These are going to be also in that I series, a little more workable. We're going to start with the 500 here. We're actually going to start out with, in terms of Mizuno, part of their new MP18 line, we're going to grab an MP18SC. That's going to be their split cavity option. So we're going to give that a shot. And have you been kind of reading up on anything and want to give anything else a shot?
I have. I feel like I wouldn't be doing myself justice if I didn't try the AP2s.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Let's give that a shot.
For the next 45 minutes, I tried each one of those club heads and then some on the steel fiber shaft.
How does that feel?
Fast. Like really fast?
Like, wow, that was like another stratosphere right there. Just taking a look at that smash factor, 1.4, ball speeds up to 125. From a launch angle standpoint, 18 degrees, spins great, carries up on your current club, 20 yards on the carry side.
Just found 20 more yards out of the Callaway Apex. The leader is in the clubhouse.
That was less than an hour there,
So after all of that, it came pretty clear that the Callaway Apex was the club for me. Let's break down some of those numbers. I really, really like the Ping i500. The look, the feel, it's a great club. And I was swinging the club pretty fast. However, I wasn't able to make the same contact I was able to make with the Apex. Now that could have been a bad few swings, but something felt just slightly different and the apex won out. And part of me was really hoping to like the AP2s. That was what I thought about just buying straight up without even getting fit. But at the end of the day, I wasn't really willing to give up that distance that I might get from the AP2s that I was getting from the Callaway Apexes. The one number on here that I was slightly concerned about was my spin rate. As we were talking about before, you want that spin rate closer in like the mid 5s to 6,000 range. However, the ball was launching really high for me, about 18 degrees compared to the Tour Pro averages of 14 and change. And that meant that my ball was starting off on a higher trajectory, reaching a higher peak, and able to land at a steeper angle. So I don't need as much spin because when it's coming down from above like that, it's not gonna roll out as much. To put it plainly, it's like the difference between hitting a flop shot or a regular pitch shot. All things equal, the flop shot's not gonna roll out as much. And if you look at the PGA Tour averages, I'm certainly not swinging the club as fast as those guys, but I'm able to get similar carry distance out of the 6-iron. And that's mainly because I'm hitting it really efficiently. It's not spinning as much as they spin it, and I'm using a club more optimized for ball speed than what those guys are using, where oftentimes they're looking for more precision feel and shot shaping ability. And when you compare it to my gamer, it's not even close. I picked up 6 miles per hour of ball speed, 18 yards of carry, and I'm just hitting the ball a lot more efficiently, so my dispersion is better. Let's talk about price. So last time I went to Club Champion, I paid full freight for what they asked me to. I was fit for a driver, had some upgrades, and I didn't really think much of it, and I paid for it. This time around, I realized that I could probably order direct from the manufacturer. So I did the fitting at Club Champion, which you pay for. Pro tip, they usually have a sale in the winter months. But I went home and I looked up the exact fitting specs they gave me on the Callaway website. And what I found was there was a slight upcharge in the grips and the shafts from Club Champion compared to Callaway. All in all, it was a $232 difference. So I emailed Club Champion and asked them about this. And they said because they're a certified Callaway club fitter, they were able to order the parts, same prices that I would get from Callaway, and they charged me the exact same amount and put the clubs together for me and did the quality control. So all in all, I got the clubs fit about as cheap as I could for my custom specs. And what was that final price tag, you asked? $1,715. Some people watch this, won't bat an eye. Other people are gonna think I'm f***ing crazy. But at the end of the day, I wanted to go through this process. I paid full freight for it myself. And I wanted to share with you guys the genuine truth of how it all went down and what it all costs. So there you have it. I don't plan on doing this again anytime soon, at least for another 5 or 6 years, unless someone wants to pay for me or do it for free. I do think it's worth it. I feel really confident knowing that I have the clubs that are properly fit for me in my bag. And whenever I hit a bad shot, I know I'm the only person to blame. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this far. If you enjoyed it, really appreciate a like or a subscribe or just telling someone about it. It's, again, something I'm building from the ground up, and every little bit of sharing really helps. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys soon.